Hey guys, I'm Erin and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a video kind of talking about and I guess kind of showing off my favorite covers that I have in my collection. So this is just books I own, so if there are books I don't own whose covers I love, you won't see those here. And I just kind of did a lap around my library room and just grabbed the ones that like instinctually stood out as, oh yeah, that one. So if I had to stop and think about it, didn't grab it. So it's a pretty casually put together list. And, you know, I might have overlooked something that I did. And not to say I don't like other covers as well. This is just some of the top covers. So I have a range as far as types of covers, range of genre, age range of books. I have a range of books I have not read. It's just a total mishmash. And I have them stacked kind of just in the order I picked them off my shelf. So let's just get started. So the first one on this list is the Bone Ship series by R.J. Barker. So all of the covers are very similar, but I chose this one as my favorite of the three. And I love these covers. I love the like style of illustration. I think it fits the book really well. It's really cool looking. It's just this kind of like old-timey mappy nautical vibe that just I love. And so this one's my favorite book because I like bluish green and then I also like the compass and the little lighthouse on this one. And then also the spines are all colored to match too, and I think that's also really cool, and I really love the way they look on the shelves with that. So yeah, this is definitely a favorite book with a favorite cover. Okay, the next book is one I have not read yet, and that is The Vanishing Queen by Elizabeth Campbell. This one is entirely because of this color scheme. I love this color scheme so much. I think there might be at least one or two other books on this list that have like a similar vibe colors, and that's the 100% the reason this has made this list is I just love this color scheme. Like this purple sky totally does it for me. So yeah, I mean, the rest of the picture is cool too. I definitely like the rest of the picture, but the color scheme is what has won this book on to this list. Next, another one I have not read yet, and that is Tauren by Rowena Miller. This one I love, and I believe the whole series does as well, but I only have the first one and haven't looked at the covers of the other two in a while, but I love how the picture is like made out of sewing materials. I just think that's super cool. So in this case, it's a crown made out of needles, and I just love that. I love like the making the picture out of something else, and I don't know, I'm kind of crafty. I cross stitch a lot, so I use needles a lot, so it's like a type of item that appeals to my interests as well. So yeah, I'm very into that for that reason, and I believe the other two do similar things as well. Next is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Marina Garcia. This is one that I liked but didn't love, and honestly, if I didn't like the cover so much, I might have unhauled it. But this cover is just absolutely gorgeous. Like everything about it. The colors are just these rich, deep colors. Like her dress is just so nice looking. And I love the dead flowers. Like it's just killing all the vibes that you would assume to get from the title Mexican Gothic. And I think it's beautiful. Next is another one that I didn't love, but the cover is really keeping it around, and that's The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. Again, I liked but didn't love this book, but this cover, stunning. I think this might be my favorite cover I've ever gotten on a Book of the Month book. It's just so pretty. Like, again, this one, not quite the same color scheme as The Vanishing Queen, but it has a lot of purple in it, and I just love that. I love this, like, gold outline. It's very glinty in person. It doesn't quite come through on camera, but I love flowers. Floral was another just design pattern I like aesthetically in general, and so it all just combines to be beautiful. Okay. The next one is my French edition of The Hobbit, and I think you can get this cover in English, or at least a similar one. I'm not sure. This is not the cover I have on my English version, but this is the cover I have on my French edition, and I love it. I think it's so simple and yet like perfect for this series, and it's just great. It's like a little bit goes a long way to this one. And I think it's very, very nice looking. It does a lot with a little, and I just really appreciate that. So next, another one where the whole series could be on this list, but I chose my favorite, and that is The Tropic of Serpents by Marie Brennan. This is, I think, the second book in this. Yeah, this is the second book in the series, and I chose this one over the others because it's green, and green's my favorite color. But other than that, I kind of feel equally about all of them. I like this one a lot because this series follows a dragon naturalist, and so, you know, scientist main character, and so the illustrations are very much reminiscent of like scientific journal illustrations you might see. And I just think they're really cool looking. It's one of those series that I originally picked up the first one because the cover alone caught my eye in a bookstore one day, because it has dragons on it, which is not uncommon with fantasy books, but like the style of drawing was something I had not seen before on a fantasy book, and so it really stuck out. And I think that'll look really good with this white background as well too, with like the colored pencil style illustration. So I love the series. Again, another favorite series with a favorite cover. Next, another series that the entire thing could be on the list, but The Winter of the Witch by Catherine Arden is my favorite of the trilogy as far as covers. It's just the vibrancy of this like fiery phoenix is just stunning. I love it so much. I had a hard time choosing between this one and the second one though, because I just think the colors in the sky, I think in case there's a theme here, that color will really win me over on one over like just the straight design, because I like the design of the first one, but the colors of the second two really get me. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite of it, and I don't know. It's just beautiful. Whenever it's the colors, that's all I had to say, you know. It's just beautiful colors, and yeah, I really like this one. Next is my one romance pick on this list, and that is You Had Me at Olo by Alexis Daria. So I'm someone who enjoys the cartoon cover phase of romance in general, and I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people like their kind of clenched couple covers of kind of more old school covers, and I don't like those as much. And I think this one is stunning to me because it perfectly combines those two things. You have the pose of which they're in is like the kind of clench classic cover like idea, but it's in illustrated, and just the style of illustration is so pretty, and I just love it. I think this is like the ideal kind of cartoon cover, I think, for me, where it's not super generic, but it's so good. It's the best of both worlds, and thus it was my one pick for this from my romance covers. Very pretty. The next one is kind of more of a nostalgic favorite cover, and that's The Alchemist by Michael Scott. This series was one I really loved when I was younger, and this style of cover, I don't know, like something about it just really brings me back to, and I really loved the covers when I first read this series. I just really like it. I don't know, like the whole parchment thing with the different like alchemy symbols was just very intriguing to me, and I just really enjoy it. I think it's very unique looking. It doesn't feel like it blends in as much with the covers around it, and yeah, I'm really into this one. Okay, next one is another one that's big with the colors, and that's The Midnight Bargain by C.L. Polk. Green is my favorite color, and this is a beautiful dark green. I also love gold, so this gold pocket watch really kills it. And again, flowers. I said earlier I love floral design, so this one really just like hits all of my check boxes on aesthetics, and I love it. Also in person, it has like a nice sheen to it, so it's very nice to look at. I just love it. It just hits all my perfect boxes. Next are two I'm going to talk about together, and that is Uprooted and Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. So I tried to choose between these, and I couldn't. So I figured since they aren't a series, I'll just put both up, because I hadn't been putting up full series, but they're in a series. So I just love both of these. These covers just look like fairy tales, and so I think I love them for that, because I just love the fairy tale vibes, and they work great with their stories. I think I might like Uprooted a little better. I don't know. It's hard because I like the colors of this one better, but I love the rose and the like tree down here a little bit better than some of the designs on this one, so it's a hard choice, but I love both of these. Next is a big throwback book, and it's entirely because of the colors that's on here. So that's Across the Universe by Beth Revis. This is like a YA sci-fi that I think came out in like 2011 that at the time was one of my favorites, and I held on to this copy of the first book because I adore this cover. I think the design of it with the two faces, almost kissing, is a little dated of a design, but again, the colors are stunning. So here's what we've learned from this video, is that colors do a lot for me on a cover before the design does. These colors are just so stunning. Like on the back, the side, they're just so nice looking. So, and then my last one, another one I didn't love, but the cover is just gorgeous, and that is To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. I will say, the only thing I don't like about this cover is how his last name is just this huge part right there, and the spine is just, okay, maybe I talked myself, so yeah, I think I've talked myself out of this one on camera, so maybe this isn't a favorite, because I'm just so entranced by the blue, and then I remember how much I hate the spine, so duality of a book cover here. But this is, I guess, book covers I like, not spines that are my favorite. So I'll keep this on this list for just this gorgeous blue right in the middle there. I love it, even if I didn't love this book. So those are some of my favorite covers in my own collection in my library. Let me know in the comments what books have some of your favorite covers, and I will see you in my next video.